Hey Gemini, welcome to your twin flame reading for April 2020. This is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Some of it might be for you, some of it might be for someone else. You could be a sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, or Venus sign Gemini, or you could be watching because your twin is a Gemini. Either way, I am grateful that you are here. You can follow me on Instagram at Candy Wishman. And you can also join me on Patron for exclusive twin flame content if you so choose. The information's in the description box below, as well as my social media posting schedule for April. All right. I tend to read for the divine feminine, but the energy is always interchangeable, so take what resonates first, always. Okay, whew. I am like already having a hard time breathing, so I feel like maybe there's some... I don't want to say anxiety because the tummy twist isn't there, but it's like anticipation. Okay, there's some anticipation. I don't know. Can't even speak. Let's take a look at the current energy between the two of you. Ooh, the fire prince. So we have optimism and aggression, and then we have a 4 amplified by a 0. Okay, then underneath we have the diamond dreamer, material wealth, and true prosperity, and a 6. So I feel like 4 is the number of getting to work. Like, I just feel like you're ready to get to work, whether it's whether it's around the connection, whether it's about you, we will find out. You're aggressive in your need to get started, need to get moving. Very much not really holding back anymore. But there's a lot of optimism around this energy for you, which I think is a really beautiful thing. Sometimes we need a fire lit, right, in order to get to whatever it is we need to do. In the extended version, I offer an extended version. The information's in the description box below. You can buy it for $10 Canadian and watch it as many times as you need. Or you can subscribe to Patron and get all of the extended versions, yours and your divine counterparts and what have you, for the entire month for $8.88. Okay, so we go into the extended version. We talk about hidden factors in the connection, the energy between the two of you, blockages and lessons being removed, as well as external influences for the both of you. But right now we're going to get into your energy. Okay, what's going on with you right now? Okay, where are you at here, Gemini? Yeah, look at that. Okay. All right, so we have the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles always signifies to me inner childhood wounds or childhood wounds. This is like being left out in the cold, fear of abandonment, fear of missing out. Okay, so it's an underlying energy. But then we have these 2 cards, and I think it's very fascinating that these came out together. We have the Death card, and the Death card is all about certain things needing to come to an end so that new things can begin. And then we have the Star, and it's about fate and hope and optimism. So I feel like even though you're kind of going through it right now, you're still very optimistic about the future. And okay. Then we have the Queen of Wands. Because I went to look and I'm like, this one was flipped over against everybody else. This is about empowerment. So what I get from these cards, I feel like you just want this crap to end. Okay, I feel like you just want to be done with this. You want that new beginning to start. You're optimistic about it. You're really empowered, I feel, to heal the things that are really holding you back. And that's really an amazing place to be. That's one of the hardest places to get to in this twin flame journey, let me tell you, okay? So you should feel really good about yourself. And for those of you that aren't quite there yet, you may still be in this energy. Know that you can absolutely get into this phase. You can be into this phase where you're like, okay, I'm going to take charge of my life, because that's this energy right here, okay? All right, let's see what is important for you to be aware of right now happening with you and the connection. What do you need to be aware of right now? Okay, beautiful. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so we have the Hierophant. It has a couple different meanings. It's higher levels of commitment, traditions. It has spiritual guidance, okay? But with these 2 cards, okay, we have the Wheel, okay, which is divine timing, okay, fated, pieces falling into place, a lucky turn. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is, it's a victory card. It's sort of this new concept, a new way of thinking. I feel like you're going to find the most success, Gemini, when you can delve into the traditions, the traditional beliefs you hold on to. Okay, if you can shift your perspective around them, see them in new ways, see them with new concepts. Sometimes the belief itself, it doesn't have to, sometimes it's just tweaking that belief so that it resonates more with where you're at. And for some of you, you can ask for guidance with this. You can ask your soul guidance team, your higher self, your angels, whomever that is. You can ask them to come in and help you navigate this energy. It's really important for you to know that that's quite pivotal in your journey right now. It's honestly, some of those beliefs might keep you feeling like you are in, I feel like somebody in this group or a bunch of you have a hard time speaking when you get excited about something. That's totally, that's totally what's coming in right now. Anyways, that Five of Pentacles that was up, it's important for you to know that sometimes that energy is caused by beliefs, right? The belief that you have to be a certain way in order to be of value. Well, that keeps you not feeling like you belong. It keeps you, it's the opposite of belonging, right? It makes you feel like you're an outsider. Unless you do these certain things. So it might be something along those lines. And I feel like your twin has brought a lot of that to the forefront for you. Okay. So whether maybe they don't fit in, or, they're really helping you question what, they're helping you really question why that matters. Okay. All right, so subconscious energy happening for you. And the subconscious energy, okay, is that we have our conscious thought, we have our awareness, okay, but our subconscious is the deep stuff. A lot of it is childhood wound, okay? A lot of it is, it's very interesting. It could be past life as well, okay? So we have the Eight of Wands on the bottom, okay? For some of you, there's a lot of like time restrictions or time limitations. So like if this doesn't happen by this date, then it's not going to happen. Or there's like, you put a lot of timelines on yourself, and you could be a really great goal setter. And I feel like maybe it served you in some ways, but oftentimes, or often when you try to do that at this right now, I feel like you're kind of disappointed. And I think that's why the divine timing piece comes in, because you can't control all the pieces on the board. You can only control yours. So it's sort of like, it's very interesting. We have the Page of Wands here, and the Page of Wands it is creativity, okay? It is like figuring out how to fuel your fire. It is passionate, okay? But what I'm hearing is that it doesn't matter how passionate you are or how creative you are and how much you do. Okay, expecting someone to meet you where you're at when they have their own path is going to cause feelings of inadequacy for you, or feelings of like, I just feel it's very interesting. We have the Justice card here, which is karma, okay? I feel like, and I have to tell you, other people's energy, other people's lessons, stuff, when you carry it around, there needs to be more of a balance here. It's almost like, if you can say, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z for myself, and it has to be done by this date, okay, that's fine, because you control you. Okay, you can say, you can step up to that challenge. But if you're saying, okay, I'm gonna get here by this date, and I expect my twin to be here by this date, you're going to be disappointed, because you're putting parameters around someone else's ability, or putting parameters around of things you can't even control, and feeling like you've done something wrong. That's not, like, the bad part is you're not even like disappointed in your twin. I feel like you put it on yourself. Like I feel like you think you didn't do enough, or if you had done things differently, maybe it would have been different. But the universe doesn't work that way. It doesn't punish you. It doesn't, you know, it only gives you exactly what you feel you're worthy of. So it's more of the internal work, Gemini, okay? So in the extended version, we go into how you're being affected by the connection and how you're viewing your masculine and the connection right now. Sometimes that can be very telling as to where you're at energetically with the connection, because it's majority subconscious stuff coming up. It's your higher self telling me, okay, this needs to be brought to the forefront as a point of importance, okay? So now we're going to get into your twin. So we're going to look at the energy of where your twin's at right now. And if their sign comes up, all the better. If it doesn't, it's okay. It doesn't mean it excludes what I am saying, okay? All right. Okay, let's see where your twin is at. Okay, well, very, very interesting. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands here, okay? We have the Page of Wands in your subconscious energy, and look who shows up. So with this Justice card too, I mean, you guys are going to mirror your twins, okay? You're going to mirror a lot of things. They could be doing the same things to themselves without the reflection. Yeah, there's some emotional confusion here for them. That's not surprising. The Page of Wands showing up here where they're at and showing up in your subconscious tells me that you are being subconsciously or energetically affected by your twin and what's going on with them, okay? I feel like your knee-jerk reaction to any kind of anxiety or stress is to face it head on, but to get really like myopic about it and go full tilt with it, which is not necessarily a bad thing unless it makes you feel bad about yourself for not achieving what you want to achieve, okay? So we have the Seven of Cups here, and this is Scorpio energy, okay? And then we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, the Ten of Swords is Gemini energy. And for most twins, not all, because there's really no pattern, but predominantly they will have the big three in common. So sun sign, moon sign, rising sign. So you're a Gemini sun or a moon or a rising, okay? They could be a moon, a sun, a moon, or rising, and there'd be a match there. So it could be their energy also showing up. But what it's telling me is that they're redefining sort of what inspires them. But they're very emotionally confused because they're allowing their ego to determine that. The ego is giving them all kinds of options, and they're not really sure what's going to make them happy because there's too many. They're not really listening to their heart. They're not aligning with here yet. But what I hear is that that has to happen to exhaust them, to make them want to change, okay? It's always super uncomfortable for the masculine because they have to physically process things. For feminines, we can process things energetically and emotionally, and yes, they sometimes come out in our physical bodies, especially for those of you, I don't know if you guys have been feeling like we've had a pretty tumultuous week as a collective, and like so many of us woke up this morning, we either felt like we were 900 years old or that we got hit by a Mack truck. But you know, it happens all the time for the masculine. They're not quite as fluid in their awakeness as we are as feminines. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna get a drink. One second. Okay, so I'm just gonna have my soul guidance team work with your soul guidance team and your peeps to clear out any kind of throat chakra stuff happening right now. That's the first time I've ever, and it makes sense, I was having a hard time talking. That's the first time I've actually had to pause a video and then go get a drink because I couldn't, like, it was so dry. So I feel like you're both having a difficult time expressing your truth. Almost like I have to have something to share to prove that I'm worthy of speaking my truth. Like, look at this. This is proof that this is happening to me. So I think it's very interesting that that's coming up. I should probably warn people I say interesting a lot. All right, what's on your twin's mind? And I always do that, the feminine and the masculine, but again, energy's interchangeable, okay? So what is on your twin's mind right now? Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good, okay? Yeah, look at that. Didn't we talk about that? The Ten of Wands is a very burdened energy. It is Sagittarius energy, but it's actually just being overwhelmed. And I talked about that. I feel like they're being forced to be overwhelmed until they break down and make a choice for themselves, okay? So then we have the Seven of Pentacles here, and the Seven of Pentacles is Taurus energy, but it's also an energy of patience. I'm not sure they're really all that patient right now, and I think you can feel that. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, we showed the Queen of Wands showed up over here for you. Okay, and the Queen of Wands it's Sagittarius, or sorry, Pisces, Aries energy. But that's kind of the energy you're in, and look who's on his mind, his or her mind. Okay, the Queen of Wands, sort of feeling there, but the opposite of that, though, I feel like you're feeling very empowered. They are not feeling empowered right now. They're actually feeling very disempowered. But again, they have to be put in these situations so they can experience what they don't want, so that they can make a change, so they can recognize the patterns, okay? Okay, what are they feeling in their emotions right now? What are they feeling in their emotions? Okay, yeah. So we've got a lot of fear. We have the moon here. We have Pisces energy, but we have some fear. And this is very, very interesting. So we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, the Knight of Swords is Taurus Gemini energy. And then we have the Strength card, and it's a lion. The Knight of Swords is about coming forward in your truth. And the Strength card is about mastery of emotions, but it's also about holding back. Okay, so I feel like they're really holding their emotions back right now. They are not telling anyone how they're feeling, okay, because there's so much fear. There's fear around what will happen if they do. Again, it's that ego energy, right? That ego being like, look at all these things that could happen, like, you know, trying to predict a scenario so you can prepare yourself, and there's just too many options there, and it's a very difficult energy for them to navigate right now. In the extended version, we talk about what they're actually dealing with in the physical, as well as how they're viewing you and the connection. Okay, so we are going to look at what is healing and evolving in the connection for you, Gemini. What is healing and evolving in the connection? Oh yeah, unreal. Okay, so failure, fear of failure. Okay, I understand that a mistake is an opportunity, is only an opportunity to learn, and then fear. Yeah, but it's healing, guys. It's evolving. This isn't something that is going to stay here forever, especially with you, Gemini, being more awake and being more aware of why you do what you do, why you choose the things you choose, the subconscious stuff, and really continuing to heal yourself. Yeah, I feel like, you know, you're going to help yourself, the connection, and your masculine so much, because you're really focused on really healing and really doing better for you, doing better by you. Okay, in the extended version, we talk about what you can do right now to help yourself, moving forward, how they want to move forward with you, the near future for the two of you, as well as a message from their higher self and what they want you to know right now. Okay, all right, but we're going to leave off with some guidance from the fairies. They always seem to tie it up so nicely. I don't know how they do it, but they do. Look at that. Okay, follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you do. Be compensated for your creative talents, okay? Very interesting that this one popped out, okay? So I feel like this is the Three of Pentacles. This is about collaboration. This is about working together. It is talking about following your passion. So I think that's very important, as well as the creative aspect. You may have to get creative. What I love though is on the bottom we have the unity card, okay? Do the right thing for the right reason, okay? Compare traditional versus new approaches to see what works for you in a spiritually minded community, okay? So I feel like this is more about, yeah, there's a lot of energy around the way you go about things, because you've either always gone about them that way, or you were taught that that's the only way to go about them. But with that death card here, it's kind of time to give those things an honorable rest, an honorable death. You know, thank them, acknowledge them for them serving you, but it's time to really tweak things. Like, you don't have to get rid of everything for those of you that are traditionalists, but you do have to get rid of those things that are holding you back and making you feel like you could actually fail at this, okay? All right, so we're going to get into the extended version, but be your peace, love yourself, share your light, and have an amazing April, Gemini.